Our chapters for today, if you're doing the daily Bible reading, come from Numbers 13 and 14. And our verse for the day comes from the end of that story, from Numbers 14, verse 24, where God says, "But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me wholeheartedly, I will bring into the land into which he went, and his descendants shall possess it." Numbers chapters 13 and 14 tell the story of the reconnaissance of the land. Again, as we're journeying through the scriptures, the people of Israel have journeyed out of Egypt. They are refugees, they're pilgrims, if you will, journeying towards the land that they believe God has promised to them. And at this point in the story, Moses appoints 12 men, a leader from every tribe of Israel, to go spy out the land, to do reconnaissance, to see what it's like and what lies ahead of them. And all 12 of those guys were leaders. But as they went and spied out the land, something happened. 10 of the leaders became fearful. They were afraid. And as they looked at what lay in the land before them, they didn't think they could take it and possess it. And there's a verse at the end of chapter 13, verse 33, that sums up those 10 leaders' perspective. They said that to ourselves we seemed like grasshoppers, and so we seemed to them. Talk about people with a small sense of self, a small sense of self-esteem, or even more importantly, a small sense of what God can do with us. Now Caleb, along with Joshua, they bring a minority report back to Moses. And while the 10 leaders are saying, we can't do it, we can't go there, we can't take it, Caleb and Joshua believe God is with us. We can do this. We can take this land. We can move into it. And God, frankly, gets really ticked off at the complaining and the negativity of the people. And Moses has to intercede before God and remind God of God's character, how God is so gracious and merciful and abounding in steadfast love and quick to forgive. And so God is convinced by Moses' intercession and says, okay, I'm not going to do what I was thinking of doing. But none of these negative, complaining people are going to see the promised land. Their children will, but they won't. But my servant Caleb, because he had a different spirit and followed me wholeheartedly, he will. Caleb is an inspiration to us to wholeheartedly follow the Lord with all of our strength and all of our ability, believing that with God's help, we can take on challenges that to us may seem overwhelming. Go have a Caleb spirit this day.